So it's all about power tonight. Hundreds of officials gathering at the African Utility Week ongoing in Cape Town. The event comes as Eskom struggles to keep the lights on. The utility announcing today that it has introduced stage 2 load shedding once again. Live to Cape Town now. Reporter Michelle Craig standing by to talk to us. So Michelle, good evening to you. As we say, couldn't come at a more important time given the powerless position that we find ourselves in at the moment.
Absolutely, Jeremy. And African Utility Week with the tagline Clean Power Africa. No surprise there. Renewable energy really does seem like the way forward when it comes to providing energy for our booming economies, not only South Africa, but indeed on the continent. Joining me now, Schiff, Event Director for African Utility Week. Thank you for your time this evening, Evan.
My pleasure, Michelle.
One walk around this conference room floor and it's clear there are so many ideas, so many new ways of dealing with the power crisis, not only in South Africa but on the continent. One wonders how Eskom got into the position it's in today.
Well, of course, the position Eskom's in today has been a long time in the making, and it was a result of political decisions that went one way when it was hoped they should have gone another way, and ultimately where we are now is a lack of generating capacity, a lack of generating power, and of course a problem with the tariffs that Eskom is allowed to charge in order to generate the income to pay for the new generating capacity they need to implement.
But really, that is what this week is all about. It's all the big deals being structured, not only in South Africa, but on the continent.
Yes, indeed. And for the first time this year, we've got a Finance and Investment Forum, one of our conference tracks. So what we've done is we've brought together a ministerial delegation, we've brought together a CEO forum of utilities from across Africa, and we've also brought together some of the banks, regulators, Power Africa from the United States, and also the fund managers and the financial wizards that are responsible for putting together the financial packages. So part of the problem is how to fund all of these programs. Once the political stability is there, and if we look at Africa, Nigeria just changed power for the first time in decades on a purely democratic basis. And once that political stability comes, the businesses follow. Populations want to grow, the economy wants to grow. In order for that to happen, you need power, you need energy. So how does one pay for that energy? And this is what we are unpacking. This is part of what we are discussing here.
And I suppose what's at risk really is stunting that growth. I mean, if we can't provide energy, water is also becoming a serious issue at the moment. If we can't provide for those needs, our GDP is going to suffer.
Absolutely, absolutely. Energy is absolutely critical, from your manufacturing to your quality of life to even every commercial activity. If the electricity goes down, you can't have internet, you can't have your credit card payments, you can't have any payments whatsoever, really. So part of our modern life, this electricity is absolutely crucial, and of course water does form part of that, because water is money as well, and the efficiency to be gained there and the energy to be gained through saving through those efficiencies. So part of the whole renewables way is looking at not only the cost savings, is looking at not only a new way of doing things, but also how do we make something that is more sustainable than what has come in the past.
Eskom, who we spoke to just a few moments ago on eNCA, has promised to send its top executives, the ones who control the purse strings, to this conference. What have we seen happening in day one of African Utility Week?
Well, what we've seen today are the closed-door sessions of the CEO Forum. We've also seen the, as you said, the ministerial panel. So we've got the Ministers of Energy of Zimbabwe, of South Sudan. We're looking at Ghana as well, and we'll be joined tomorrow by our own Minister of Power, Minister Jumat Pedersen. So besides that, also the finance and investment, and then all of our technical tracks. So it's not only about that investment side, but also what is the latest technology? How is it that once the funding is there, what is the best way to do things in terms of your metering, in terms of prepaid meters?
Evan, I want to cut in and just make one last point. Collaboration really is key. How can the various countries on the continent learn from each other, work together in this energy crisis?
Well, it is absolutely crucial that they do. So the emergence of the power pools, because cooperation is what it's all about. So if we have excess generating capacity, we can transfer power to our neighbors that don't. Likewise, if our neighbors had the capacity, they could help us out in the same way. And really, cooperation is the only way that we're all going to grow together.
Evan Schiff, thank you for your time this evening. That's the Director of African Utility Week, Jeremy. We actually have on camera a promise from the spokesperson of Eskom, who we spoke to a little earlier on, that after the end of this conference, Eskom will be reporting back to us with a plan and some progress on what's been achieved during these crucial 3 days at the CTICC.
Thank you, Michelle. That blueprint, of course, all important. The very latest on the African Utility Week in Cape Town. The conference beginning a little earlier today. This is Newsnight.